the big buzz around the Hawks on draft night was the trade that they executed to move back 10 spots in the draft. Still get a pretty decent player at 23, but really the big gem of that trade was picking up the Pelicans' unprotected first-round pick next year. So if you look at this Hawks roster, Rob, like I think there is some upside. Like we definitely like, I don't know if we love, but we definitely like Trae Young. And then you look at the reigning defensive player of the year, Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, KP. You got Okongwu also in there, Karis LeVert, who I think is going to be a free agent. So we'll see if he sticks around. And then the number one pick in last year's draft, Zachary Ricochet. Overall, Clint Capella too, also on the team. Like, do you view Atlanta now as a contender in the Eastern Conference? It's a wide open conference, that's for sure.
It is a wide open conference. And in fact, I was talking about this on my local show earlier. This year feels like, if you're in the East, this year feels like a year to plant the flag, right? To establish. You know that the Celtics are without Jason Tatum. What are they going to be without Jason Tatum? Unfortunately, I don't think that they're a contender. The Pacers are going to be without Tyrese Halliburton. He's the machine that makes that car go. I don't think they're going to be much. The Bucks without Dame Lillard. I know they've got probably the second best player on planet Earth in Giannis Antetokounmpo, but they only have Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, what are the Bucks real? They weren't this year when they had Dame, and then he went down. It feels like it is open. You have the Knicks, and as you guys in the background were talking about before the show started, is anybody in love with the Knicks? Like, it's a good team, and I'm not saying they're not there, but you fired Tom Thibodeau. You clearly had no idea what the HE double hockey sticks you were doing for your head coaching role. I'm at the point now where I want to call the Knicks and go, hey, guys, I don't know if you know this, but there is a really good head coach available who was in the Eastern Conference Finals not terribly long ago. His name's Tom Thibodeau. You might want to consider him for your vacancy. Does anybody trust the way that Jimmy Dolan's running that program? I don't. So I look at Atlanta. I really do like the direction of Orlando. I really do like Cade Cunningham and Detroit, although the Malik thing makes that a little interesting if there was any chance of keeping him in the fold. But I think Atlanta's up and coming. And I think Atlanta, yeah, I know that first-round pick for New Orleans is for next year, but I think they've got a chance to really establish themselves as a team on the up moving forward. I think a lot of it does have to do with Zachary Ricochet, who I'm interested in. You made some moves. Kristaps Porzingis, like if he got over whatever that mystery illness was that kind of limited him down the stretch, we know what he's capable of being when he's handed the keys. You put Trae Young on the outside. You put Kristaps in the 4. If Ricochet is able to develop as a 5, what a combo on the blocks you've got down there. And I'm going to tell you this, as somebody who covers the SEC down here in the South, Asa Newell is a really interesting player in that offense next to Trae Young. Yeah. Like, I really like what that young man's all about. They beat Florida in the regular season, and Asa Newell was an absolute and certified G in that game. I really like this kid. I think you've got 4 guys you're really comfortable with, a handful of guys that could work out there. I am a big proponent of what the Atlanta Hawks are doing right now, to be honest.
Yeah, Newell's a scorer. Obviously, if you watch college basketball all last year, the SEC was just unbelievable, ridiculous conference. So the fact that Georgia had a player drafted in the first round in a year where the SEC was really good, Auburn didn't have a player drafted in the first round. They were in the Final Four. So I think it's definitely a positive for Atlanta. You keep them in state. I think that's always good. Transition process will be a little bit easier there. And Atlanta right now, I mean, you've got Cleveland, you got the Knicks, you got the Magic. Those are, your tier 1 in the NBA in the Eastern Conference. Boston, Philly, and Atlanta. I would say maybe throw Detroit in there too. That's tier 2.